Most Americans assume living well means spending a fortune. The coasts have trained a whole generation to believe $2,500 a month for a one-bedroom is just the price of modern life. But there are places in this country, real places with mountains, rivers, good food and friendly neighbors, where your money stretches so far it almost feels illegal. These are 60 facts about the most beautiful, most overlooked, and most affordable states in America, and some of them will make you reconsider where you're sleeping tonight. Fact 1. The median home price in Mississippi is $157,000, the lowest of any state in the nation. You can buy a 3-bedroom house with a yard and a porch in Hattiesburg for what people in San Jose spend on a used car. Fact 2. Hattiesburg sits between pine forests and is home to the University of Southern Mississippi, which means coffee shops, live music, and young energy, with a 2-bedroom apartment averaging around $850 a month. Fact 3. Arkansas ranks second for lowest cost of living in the country, with a cost of living index around 86, meaning everything from groceries to gas costs about 14% less than average. Fact 4. Fayetteville, Arkansas has been called one of the most livable small cities in America. Surrounded by the Ozark Mountains, it has a thriving arts scene, world-class mountain biking, and median home prices around $280,000, still less than half of Denver. Fact 5. Bentonville, Arkansas, hometown of Walmart, has quietly become an arts destination. The Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art is free and houses a Winslow Homer, a Norman Rockwell, and a Kehinde Wiley. Median home price, around $340,000. Fact 6. The Buffalo River in Arkansas is the first national river in the United States. No dams, no development along most of its length. Floated by canoe for 3 days and barely see another person. Cabins on its banks rent for under $700 a month. Fact 7. Oklahoma's statewide median home price is about $181,000. The terrain shifts dramatically, red rock mesas in the west, green hills and forests in the east, and most people driving through never see the good parts. Fact 8. Tulsa, Oklahoma offers remote workers $10,000 cash plus free co-working space to relocate through the Tulsa Remote Program. Over 3,000 people have taken the deal. Median home price, around $175,000, with a walkable Brady Arts District that surprises first-time visitors. Fact 9. Guthrie, Oklahoma is a preserved Victorian-era city. Over 2,000 historic buildings from the late 1800s still stand downtown. A fully restored Victorian home there runs under $250,000. Fact 10. West Virginia has a median home price around $145,000, second lowest in the country. Seneca Rocks rises 900 feet out of the valley floor and looks like something from a fantasy novel. Fact 11. Lewisburg, West Virginia has won national coolest small town designations multiple times. Population just over 3,800, with a walkable historic downtown, independent bookshops, and 2-bedroom homes selling for under $180,000. Fact 12. Elkins, West Virginia sits at the edge of the Monongahela National Forest, 919,000 acres of old-growth forest. 2-bedroom rentals average around $650 a month, and the air quality is among the cleanest in the eastern U.S. Fact 13. Kentucky's median home price is approximately $196,000. The state stretches across limestone karst country, tobacco farmland, horse country, and the Appalachian edge, more geographic variety per mile than most people realize. Fact 14. Berea, Kentucky is the folk arts capital of Kentucky, with no chain restaurants in city limits. Median home price, around $160,000. Berea College students pay no tuition and work on campus instead, giving the town a unique energy. Fact 15. Paducah, Kentucky sits where the Tennessee River meets the Ohio. Its lower town neighborhood gives artists free land to build studios and live there. Home prices start around $120,000. Fact 16. Alabama's cost of living index is about 87.9, among the 5 cheapest states. The Gulf Coast gets the headlines, but northern Alabama, near the Appalachian foothills, is where the real hidden value is. Fact 17. Huntsville, Alabama has the highest concentration of engineers and PhDs per capita in the U.S., thanks to NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center. Median home price, around $290,000, a bargain for a tech economy city. Fact 18. Florence, Alabama, sits on the Tennessee River and is the birthplace of blues musician W.C. Handy. The Shoals area recorded the Rolling Stones' Paul Simon and Bob Dylan. A 3-bedroom house there averages around $195,000. Fact 19. Gulf Shores, Alabama offers beach living at a fraction of Florida prices. Median home price around $380,000. compared to Panama City Beach at over $500,000 or Miami Beach at over $800,000. Same Gulf water, same sugar white sand. Fact 20. Tennessee has no state income tax, saving households thousands a year, and its statewide median home price is still only around $315,000. Fact 21. Cookeville, Tennessee sits on the Cumberland Plateau between Nashville and Knoxville. It has a university, a thriving downtown, median home prices under $250,000, and access to Fall Creek Falls, one of the highest waterfalls east of the Mississippi. Fact 22. Morristown, Tennessee has a median home price around $185,000. Nearby Cherokee Lake stretches 59 miles of shoreline, and lakefront properties still sell for well under $300,000. Fact 23. The Great Smoky Mountains is the most visited national park in the U.S., more visitors than Yellowstone and Grand Canyon combined. Surrounding towns like Maryville and Newport have median home prices of $200,000 to $250,000 with daily park access. Fact 24. Missouri's median home price is around $211,000. The state splits between Ozark Highlands, the Missouri River Valley, and fertile northern plains, radically different landscapes within hours of each other. Fact 25. Branson, Missouri has just over 12,000 permanent residents, but draws 9 million tourists a year, giving it more restaurants and attractions per capita than almost any small town in America. Year-round residents pay around $200,000 median for a home. Fact 26. Joplin, Missouri sits where Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas meet, with a median home price around $140,000. After a devastating 2011 tornado, it rebuilt into one of the most modern downtown cores in the Midwest. Fact 27. Kansas has a statewide median home price of about $197,000. The Flint Hills region, home to the last remaining tallgrass prairie in North America, is one of the most beautiful landscapes in the country and almost unknown. Fact 28. Salina, Kansas, sits near the geographic center of the continental U.S. median home price, approximately $145,000. Winters are cold, summers brilliant, and the Smoky Hill River runs through town. Fact 29. Lawrence, Kansas, home of the University of Kansas, has a Massachusetts street rivaling any New England college town, with median home prices around $265,000, a fraction of similar towns elsewhere. Fact 30. Iowa consistently ranks in the top 5 safest states in America, with violent crime well below the national average and a statewide median home price of about $187,000. Fact 31. Dubuque, Iowa sits on bluffs above the Mississippi River with a historic 19th century district that looks European. Cable cars still run up the bluffs to hilltop neighborhoods. Median home price around $175,000. Fact 32. Cedar Falls and Waterloo, Iowa share a metro area of around $175,000, big enough for real amenities, small enough that a 2-bedroom apartment rents for around $750 a month, with the Cedar River running through both. Fact 33. Nebraska's median home price is approximately $215,000. The Sandhills region is a 19,300 square mile ecosystem of grass-covered sand dunes, the largest such formation in the Western Hemisphere. Fact 34. Lincoln, Nebraska, the state capital, has a major research university, a thriving food scene, and a median home price around $230,000, about 10% below the national cost of living average. Fact 35. South Dakota has no state income tax and no sales tax on food. Rapid City sits at the foot of the Black Hills, 1.2 million acres of pine forest and granite mountains, with a median home price around $295,000. Fact 36. Spearfish, South Dakota, has won multiple Best Small Town awards and sits in a canyon carved by Spearfish Creek. Median home price, around $360,000, drawing people from Denver and Phoenix for skiing and hiking. Fact 37. Hot Springs, South Dakota has just over 3,700 people and a stunning 1890s sandstone downtown. Median home price, under $200,000. The Mammoth Site archaeological dig is one of the most remarkable things you can walk through for under $15. Fact 38. North Dakota has the lowest unemployment rate in America most years, near 2%. Median home price statewide, around $225,000 with no inheritance tax. Fact 39. Bismarck, North Dakota, on the Missouri River, has a well-maintained 3-bedroom home, selling for around $290,000. The wide-open river sunsets there are something residents never stop talking about. Fact 40. Wyoming has no state income tax and no corporate income tax. Beyond Jackson Hole, towns like Sheridan, Cody, and Lander have median home prices of $250,000 to $350,000, with access to Yellowstone and the Bighorn Mountains. Fact 41. Sheridan, Wyoming sits at the base of the Bighorn Mountains, population around 18,000, with a walkable historic main street. Median home price, around $355,000. The Tongue River fishing is considered better than anything in Montana. Fact 42. Lander, Wyoming is the gateway to the Wind River Range, some of the most remote wilderness in the lower 48. Population just over 7,800, median home price around $290,000. Climbers and fly fishermen move there to be 20 minutes from true wilderness. Fact 43. New Mexico's median home price is approximately $271,000 statewide, but cities like Roswell, Artesia, or Carlsbad in the southeast sell homes in the $180,000 to $220,000 range. Fact 44. Silver City, New Mexico sits at 5,895 feet in the Gila country. Population around 9,700. Artists and remote workers have trickled in for a decade thanks to a charming downtown and two-bedroom houses around $180,000. Fact 45. Truth or consequences? New Mexico sits on Elephant Butte Reservoir and the Rio Grande. Median home price around $155,000. Hot springs bubble up in town, and bathhouses let you soak for under $15. Fact 46. Taos, New Mexico has a median home price around $400,000, but that buys a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Taos Pueblo, a world-class ski resort, and a 300-year-old arts community at 7,000 feet. Fact 47. Idaho's statewide median home price has risen to around $400,000, but inland cities like Twin Falls, Pocatello, and Idaho Falls sit in the $240,000 to $300,000 range, with Snake River Canyon and the Sawtooth Range nearby. Fact 48. Pocatello, Idaho sits between the Portneuf River and the Bannock Range. Median home price, around $240,000. Idaho State University keeps the city young, and Pebble Creek ski area is 11 miles out. Fact 49. Twin Falls, Idaho perches above Snake River Canyon, where Evel Knievel tried his famous 1974 jump. Shoshone Falls drops 212 feet, 36 feet higher than Niagara. Median home price, around $300,000, up 30% in a decade. Fact 50. Montana isn't cheap overall. Bozeman and Missoula have spiked, but Great Falls still has a median home price, around $235,000, sitting where the plains crash into the Rocky Mountain front. Fact 51. Lewistown, Montana is the geographic center of the state. Population around 6,000, median home price under $200,000. The Judith Mountains frame the town, and pheasant hunting draws sportsmen nationwide. Fact 52. Kansas City, Missouri has a median home price around $215,000 and one of the greatest concentrations of preserved Art Deco architecture in the U.S. The 18th and Vine Jazz District is where bebop was born, and the barbecue may be the best in America. Fact 53. El Dorado, Arkansas, population just over 18,000, invested $100 million in arts infrastructure over the past decade, including the Murphy Arts District. Median home price around $115,000. Fact 54. Natchez, Mississippi is one of the best preserved antebellum cities in the South, with more pre-Civil War mansions than any other American city. Median home price approximately $140,000, with dramatic bluffs above the Mississippi River. Fact 55. Corning, New York, has the Corning Museum of Glass, the largest glass museum in the world, with over 45,000 artifacts. Median home price around $130,000, with Finger Lakes Wine Country, 45 minutes east. Fact 56. Marquette, Michigan sits on Lake Superior's southern shore, population around 20,000, median home price approximately $200,000. The lake creates its own weather, dropping around 120 inches of snow a year. Fact 57. Traverse City, Michigan has median home prices around $375,000, but 20 miles east in Elk Rapids and Bel Air, prices drop to $250,000 to $290,000, with the same bay, cherry orchards, and Sleeping Bear Dunes. Fact 58. Kerrville, Texas sits in hill country on the Guadalupe River, 60 miles from San Antonio, population around 24,000, median home price around $290,000, with limestone aquifers and cedar-covered hills few outsiders know about. Fact 59. Del Rio, Texas, on the Rio Grande, has a median home price of approximately $130,000. Amistad Reservoir, formed where the Rio Grande, Devil's River, and Pecos River meet, is a top-base fishing destination stretching 65 miles. Fact 60. Georgetown, Kentucky, 20 miles north of Lexington, has a historic downtown, a Toyota plant that stabilizes the economy, and median home prices around $270,000. Bluegrass horse farms line the roads outside town. That is 60 places where the quality of life and the price tag are completely out of sync with what you'd expect. The places without a marketing budget or a celebrity endorsement are often where your money goes furthest and the neighbors still wave when you drive past. Drop a comment below and tell us which fact surprised you most. Was it a place you'd considered or one you'd never heard of? If this opened your eyes to a corner of America you'd overlooked, give it a like and subscribe, because there are dozens more lists exactly like this one coming.